It's amazing how those emotions just come back so quickly, and it's been almost 13 years. I guess we can go back now. The day we moved in, I felt like the weight of the world had been lifted off of me. The whole recovery while having my daughter with me just made so much sense, and I knew that that was something I had to at least give a shot. So
it was rough, but I was very happy because I had my daughter. I had been through several treatment programs, and I was very good at faking it.
it was just a pretty much 28, 30-day rehab program in-house that I just kind of went through the motion with.
Renewal House was a new experience for me. It was just different.
It was awesome because you had so many different backgrounds. You had babies, and then you had older kids, and then you had moms that were situations just like you, kind of sort of. Then you had moms that were in other situations that where you had no idea what that life was about. So you got to learn a lot.
I could tell that the people that I was dealing with cared. You know, they weren't just gonna let me skate through. And it saved my life.
I was at a place in my life that I looked one day and said, oh, Renewal House, recovery, and I thought, I'm gonna check it out. Carmen was probably about first, second grade, maybe second grade. And my sister and I, by the way, we're twin sisters, and we're super close, and everybody saw what was going on. And they decided together that we need to take Carmen and raise her. So she mentioned it to me. Oh, I had a fit. I was hysterical. It was nothing nice. I did not at all want to talk about that. But I remember like yesterday, and Carmen probably does too. She said, Mama, just go ahead and let me stay with Auntie and Uncle Greg. It won't be so bad. You'll still see me. So that kind of let me know then that, yeah, my baby needs more than this.
When they say, you know, the definition of doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different is insanity. But when you are addicted to drugs, that is what you do. You do the same thing over and over, and you think that this time it's going to be different. This time I can control it. I had just turned 24, and I had been dealing with it. I became addicted when I was 18. I can remember my drug dealer telling me that I should be ashamed of myself. What is wrong with you? You have a child. I remember that. I mean, I will never forget him telling me that. And he was like, go home. Be a mother. What is wrong with you? You know, and I remember sitting in his floor and just crying. I can't. I remember sitting on the sidewalk in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and had my drugs with me and just didn't care. Was blatantly using drugs in public on the side of the street, praying that the police would come and take it away from me, because at least in jail I couldn't use. If I didn't have my daughter, I probably would have killed myself.
I've told them it's not pretty. None of it is pretty.
She knows. We've discussed everything, from reasons why I wasn't there, and then drugs and what it can do to you, and you know how easy it is to become addicted. Teach her consequences for your actions. Every action has a reaction, and you know the kind of things to look out for and hopefully stay away from. She will be 15 in December. She was 3 when she came to Renewal House. She is beautiful. She is very respectful. She is loved by all her teachers, and for her teachers to tell me that she's the most respectful child they've ever dealt with and they love her, and that's huge.
Renewal House is amazing. I talk about Renewal House all the time. I can't think of a better place to volunteer. They've given so much to my family. They gave me my mom back. They gave me my sister. So I don't see why I wouldn't volunteer there. It's awesome. I love Renewal House. She's amazing. She's accomplished so much. It's definitely not a choice. I don't think anyone would choose to be addicted to drugs and not be a mother to their children. I will be here to support her in whatever she decides to do.
She's just wonderful. She's a better example for me, so I don't make those type of choices.
I just want them to be independent and confident in themselves, I want them to be strong women, and that has played itself out just perfectly.
They had classes on how to fill out applications and how to talk to people in an interview. I started working with developmentally disabled, and that was a huge thing for me.
I got into the nurse's aid training school. Knowing today that I'm at a job for 12 years blows my mind, because I didn't think I could hold a job down for 6 months, let alone 12 years. My mom was so important to me, and I'm just so grateful that she was able to see me pull it together before she left us.
I just know that I think deep down I felt if I could just make it through it, I'd have a chance. I honestly thought that if I ever lost my father, that I would just not be able to handle it, not be able to stay clean, not be able to deal with it. And I have to say, my father passed away 2 years ago, September 30th. And I did not use. I'm sorry. He was my world. And I thought that if I lost him, I wouldn't be able to function. That it wouldn't be worth living, and I would just go back to oblivion. But the things that I learned and the people that I have in my life, when I lost him, I didn't make that choice. The best possible day I could have had using is still 100,000 times worse than my worst possible day clean. Because I have so much to live for. I was succeeding. I had the sponsor to call. I had friends in the recovery community. I knew to just go to a meeting. I met some of the best friends of my life in the rooms that I was introduced to from Renewal House. Just hang in there. There's going to be days that are horrible, that are going to be hard, and you're just going to want to sit on the floor and cry or pack your stuff and leave. But the rewards are so worth it, because leaving is the biggest mistake you could make.
I really wanted badly to just be me again. Actually completing something, and something that was so meaningful, that was really big. I never had those overwhelming feelings to want to use again.
With the right support and the right tools and the right foundation, you can deal with anything.
Come in with a heart ready to receive, because you'll get everything that you need and much, much more.
To moms coming to Renewal House now, I would say, just get ready, because your life is really about to change.